What's up, everybody? It's your boys Cam and T back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast. If you like this type of content, man, go ahead and like this video on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify or whatever you listen to your, Apple, iTunes, whatever you listen to your podcast to. Go ahead, give us a like and give us a 5-star rating there. I am your co-host Tony T. Tom West. We got my brother from another mother, Cam. Happy podcast day, brother. We back live in the flesh with it. How are you doing, bro?
Happy Pod Day. I'm good, bro. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. We took a week off because last week you was out of town on business, so it's good to be back, bro. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
glad to be back. Glad to be back at it. And we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. It's gonna be a really active show. How was your work trip? Was it straight?
Yeah, it was good. It was actually really good, man.
That's good.
Felt good. I was in Pennsylvania. So that was fun out there where they film or where the office was set at. So it was kind of cool just to see that little town. But yeah, it was a good trip. I had a good time. Really cold out there though. Cold.
Yeah, you showed me
Remember
a picture because we talked off the camera. You showed me a
yeah,
picture of the snow. Like I asked you
boy.
last week when you was up there, I was like, "How's it going?" And I know you said
Yeah.
it snowed and stuff.
Yeah, it's cold, man. It's like it's one of them cold. See, um, a lot of that cold, like that Georgia cold, is cold. But that Scranton cold is Georgia cold plus or minus another 20 degrees. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and probably
So
a lot of not as much humidity as down here either. So even colder.
um, yeah, it hits, man. It
Yeah,
hits. It bites. So it's one of them things where it was a good, but I had to stay inside as much as I could.
good. Yeah, no, I get it,
Yeah.
man. 100% get it. Well, I'm glad you had a good trip, man. We're gonna jump into it tonight, man, because we got a lot to cover, man. Obviously, college football playoffs are set. Notre Dame misses out. Miami gets in. Two group of 5 teams get in. Obviously, we're gonna cover that tonight. That's gonna be a lot of what we're talking about. Me and you, I feel like we're gonna debate the Notre Dame Miami thing a little bit because we was kind of doing it on Twitter already. So I can't wait to get into that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit of NFL. Shedeur Sanders, 300-yard passing game. I think he's the only rookie this year to already have 300 yards in a game. So good for him. We'll talk about that a little bit. Go over a couple of NFL things. I know we were just talking about just now. Yeah, put your wrist up in there. Put that Apple
Yeah.
Watch up in there. You feel me? Put that Apple Watch up in the air, brother. I ain't lying. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, well, we're gonna talk about the NFL a little bit too. Some of these teams that are battling for playoff spots. Our Carolina Panthers are tied for first place in the NFC South, by the way. That is one thing we haven't talked about since coming back. So yeah, they're tied at first, going up against the Saints this weekend. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll talk about the GTA Mansions update. This is something that we've been waiting on. You know, me and you are both big time gamers, especially when it comes to GTA. We get a mansion finally on GTA after several years. I mean, like a decade of action at this point.
Yeah.
We finally get it, and I think this is pretty much the last DLC that GTA will drop. So we'll talk about that towards the end, just to have a little fun. We're gonna talk NBA too as well towards the end of the podcast. But that's pretty much the show clips for tonight. Cam, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the college football playoffs real quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and read off the bracket to you. I'm gonna read it off by who's playing who. So obviously
Okay.
at 12, we have JMU, and they'll be playing against Oregon in Eugene in the first round. Then we have a rematch from about a month ago, Alabama versus Oklahoma. They'll be playing as well. Then also in the first round, we got another group of 5 school, Tulane, will be heading to Oxford to play Ole Miss. Then probably the best game of the first round, in my personal opinion, is going to be Miami versus Texas A&M in College Station. Then the teams that got the buys will be at 4, Texas Tech at 3, Georgia at 2, Ohio State at 1, Indiana, who just knocked off Ohio State this past weekend. Indiana's the real deal. I've been sleeping on them all year and kind of saying they're good, but they're not elite. I think they're heading towards elite status because I thought Ohio State, and I still think Ohio State has a chance to be one of them elite teams that we talk about for the next couple of years. So yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, let's get into it, man. Notre Dame gets left out. Let's just jump right into what we really want to talk about. I want your opinion on it. Well, how do you feel about Notre Dame getting left out of the playoffs?
Yeah, man. Shoot. I had an opinion at first. I still have it, and I'll share it here in a second. But I want to preface it by saying Notre Dame going out in the saddest way possible with the way they've been moving lately. I think opting out of a bowl game was lame as hell.
Yeah.
I think the athletic director is even lamer for trying to say that the ACC tarnished their relationship and all of that. We'll get into that in a minute, but I think Notre Dame lame for Notre Lane. I think they lame for this.
Another lane
but
is crazy.
but with that being said, when they came out with the rankings, I initially thought Notre Dame should have made the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And the reasoning why is because, simply put, Notre Dame was ranked ahead of Miami all season long. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Notre Dame won 10 straight games. They rose in the rankings. They earned a 9th spot or whatever they was at before the final rankings came out. Excuse me. And I thought that for a team that doesn't play in a conference, for a team that doesn't have a bowl championship, or excuse me, a conference championship game, a team that was idle last week, I thought it was kind of whack for the committee to drop them based off of something that happened in week 0 or week 1. And don't get me wrong, head-to-head matters, and I know we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. Head-to-head is a big thing, but my whole issue was the committee didn't care about head-to-head for the previous 12 weeks when they was doing the ranking. Mm-hmm. And so that was my biggest issue with it. And I felt for Notre Dame because essentially what the rankings tell you and tell America and tell your school and everything is that we believe that you're better than every team ranked below you. So even though Miami beat Notre Dame earlier in the year, there was a point throughout the season for at least the last 7 weeks, I think, 6 or 7 weeks, that the committee said Notre Dame is a better team than Miami. And they're a better team than all but 8 or 9 teams in college football. And so I thought the committee failed Notre Dame when they decided to drop them in these last rankings because of what happened in week 1. So that's my biggest issue. Now, if they had Miami ranked ahead of Notre Dame already, wouldn't even really been a discussion because the head-to-head would have, obviously came into play, and it really wouldn't have mattered who, because you get left out. Whoever's that 13th team or whatever, they get left out. But at the end of the day, that's not how it went. That's not what the rankings said. And so I thought the committee was low for dropping Notre Dame in the way that they did it. But and I know you'll touch into this, so I'll leave it at this and I'll let you take it from here. But I do want to commend them because overall, they did get it right. Overall, I think the way that they did the playoffs, I like everything about it. Only thing I would probably change is I probably wouldn't have put Miami in anyway. I probably would have left them out, and I probably, even though they lost to Texas Tech twice, I probably would have left BYU in there because they at least played for their conference championship game. That's the only thing about it. I probably wouldn't have put an ACC team that didn't compete for their championship game in there over a Big 12 team that did. But at the same time, I don't think anybody really disagrees that Miami is probably one of the top 12 teams in the country. Notre Dame is as well.
I was about to say, yeah, I think, yeah.
And so there's a few teams that are in there that probably aren't top 12, but I think that they earn their spot as well, just based off of how the committee, how the playoff structure works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll let you take it from there. How did you feel about it? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, so a few things I kind of want to address that you said. One thing I want to say is I actually do think Notre Dame is a top 12 team in college football right now. There's a few teams in there that are not. I'm just gonna be honest, and I'll get to that in a minute. And it ain't just Tulane and JMU. I'll get into that in a second though. But I do think Notre Dame is top 12 team. So that part does kind of suck because I do think they actually had a legitimate chance. They were starting to really get in a rhythm these last 10 weeks. I really do think they had a chance to compete for a national championship, honestly.
Yeah.
So I do understand their frustration. Now, with that being said, if two teams are 10-2 and they played against each other, and the team won, they should be ahead of them if it comes down to that. And that sounds like that's what it came down to. The head-to-head has to matter, because if not, why the hell are we playing the games? So they do have to matter. And I think and I'm with you on this, I do agree with you. Miami should have, and I talked to you about this on Twitter, Miami should have been ranked above Notre Dame the week before, because Miami beat a pretty decent Pittsburgh team. Notre Dame beat a slappy Stanford team. What would have been good is if they would have said, you know what, this is where we can resolve this right now. They both played against Notre Dame, played against a crappy team, beat them, but it wasn't all that. And they played against, you know what I'm saying, Pittsburgh, who's decent, and they beat them. Miami should have been at that spot last week. That I do agree with you on, because it don't make sense how neither one of them played the game, and now you want to put Miami in front of them. That I agree with, and that's why I can understand why Notre Dame fans are upset. But the head-to-head has to matter. The head-to-head has to matter. Now, let me get to my other point. Guess what, Cam? The best 12 teams are not in this playoff. JMU is not a top 12 team. Who else? Tulane is not a top 12 team. I'm going to go a step further. Oklahoma is not a top 12 team. Now, their defense is elite. No, hold on. Slow down. Oklahoma's defense is elite. Their offense is god-awful. It's bad. I'm going to say another one. I don't think Alabama's a top 12 team, bro. I don't think the Alabama's not the last month or so. They have not been a top 12 team, in my opinion. Georgia boat raced them. They haven't looked good really in Oklahoma, who I just said ain't a top 12 team, they boat raced them.
Yeah.
So again, we talking about top 12 teams right now. I think Notre Dame should be in. I think Miami should be in. I disagree with you on BYU, and I'm gonna tell you why. BYU got boat raced by Texas Tech not once but twice. That's their problem. They got boat raced twice. If they would have kept it close both times, I would be with you. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, BYU should be in. But they got boat raced twice by Texas Tech, which I think Texas Tech is a really good team. But they got boat raced. I don't think they can get in. To me, Notre Dame should be in. Miami should be in. I'm gonna be honest. You're going to disagree with this. I think Vandy should be in. The way they played the last month, I think they should be in. And I hate to sound like an SEC homer. I know they won't get in, and they lost 3 games. Texas, the way they played the last couple of months, the last month or so, has been impressive. I wouldn't have been mad if they got in over those teams. Now, obviously, it wasn't going to happen, but to me, those are the top 12 teams right now at this moment, in my personal opinion. The other 8 they got, and the 4 I just named, in my personal opinion. I don't believe in Alabama. I don't believe in Oklahoma. I don't believe in neither one of them teams.
Interesting.
And Tulane and those games are not going to be worth watching. I hate to say it, and I'm G5 schools or group of 6 schools, enjoy this now because it will never happen again. They're going to have a rule in by next week saying no G5 at all. I'm telling you, since Notre Dame got screwed, 100% by next week, there's going to be some new rules saying, hey, we're not giving auto bids to G5s no more. That's exactly
what you see. They already came out with something today with Notre Dame. They said they already called Notre Dame and said, hey, if y'all in the top 12, we putting y'all in next year. They pretty much said that today.
G5 are cooked. Y'all enjoy this because this is it. Y'all probably won't see a playoff ever again after this.
They better hope. If you a G5 school, you better hope Tulane or James Madison keep it close.
You better keep it close. Yeah.
Keep it close.
Because if these 2 games are absolute routes, which I think they will be, G5, these 6 schools will not ever, they won't see the playoffs again.
James Madison got Oregon, right?
They're getting boat raced out of there.
And who Tulane
got Ole Miss. They getting boat raced.
They getting tossed.
It's going to be a boat race, bro. It's going to be a boat race. I ain't even going to lie. If it would have been like Tulane and Alabama, and Tulane and Oklahoma, I might have been like, it's still probably going to be a boat race. But at least they've been like, okay, they might can keep it within
Probably
15
be closer
points.
though.
Yeah, 20 points. Them schools gonna get boat raced. That's just that.
Yeah, Ole
So
Miss
that's
Raw.
where I stand with that. And I
Yeah.
do think A&M and Alabama, A&M and Miami is gonna be the best first round game. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I think those are two teams that deserve to be in the top 12. It is kind of funny though because Virginia, lost to Duke, and really, I think Notre Dame is probably the most mad at that because if Virginia wins, Notre Dame probably gets in. If
Yeah,
Virginia wins, Notre Dame
possibly.
probably gets in, bro. And that's the funny thing about it. That's why it's a complicated situation.
But you said it best though. Notre Dame, if you want to circumnavigate all of this, your best bet is go ahead and join the ACC. Just get in there.
Join a
Get it,
conference.
bro. You pretty much get an automatic bid to the ACC championship every year.
Nobody in ACC, including Clemson, including Miami, is beating them year in, year out. They're going to get in there just about every year.
They be in there every year. That'd be your best. You not only so in this era of college football,
And
since it's the
also,
playoffs.
And also, not to cut you off, if Notre Dame joins the ACC, it essentially saves the ACC because we all pretty much know in 2030 the ACC is done. It's going to be it's going to be over. So if Notre Dame joins the ACC, you even save the ACC on top of that because all that money now is going to go towards the ACC.
Possibly. I mean, it's like, think about it. You joined the ACC in basketball because you thought that was going to give you a better shot at making the tournament, right?
Correct.
Now you got a tournament in football. You can join the ACC, and you pretty much got you damn near got an automatic bid yearly.
They got an automatic bid. They're going to be at worst the second team every year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every year, every single year. So that's again, and you already playing an ACC schedule. You already boat racing the ACC as is. You might as well just go on and join. You in the ACC in every sport but football. There's no reason at this moment in time you should stay.
It's all about money and TV deals, which I understand, and that's really what it's all about. But I agree. I think to salvage this whole point, join a conference.
Get in there, cause think about how much money that's gonna net you right there.
Exactly.
Because now not only would you be on Peacock or whatever, you could still find a way to keep your Peacock deal. They probably ain't gonna let it happen, but you could still find a way to keep your NBC deal, and you would have ESPN because you making the college football playoff.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it would make a lot of sense, but again, there is numbers that's way above our heads that's going into that that situation. Man, I wanted to ask you this, matter of fact, because I actually agree with you about Vanderbilt. I thought Vanderbilt should have made it.
I think they should be a team that's like the upset like everybody else is, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
I think they good, and I thought, and they thought about playing a 13th game to try and sneak in there.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that teams can really even attempt that.
I don't think they can do that, but yeah.
Hey, but at the same time, it's funny though because I think Vandy's really good. I mean, I think they deserve the shot too, which is why it's almost like it seemed like every year we get to a point where we might as well open up the field even more. They're gonna get to a point where they say, okay, we're going 16, and then that 17th team in the country gonna be so good, they're gonna open it up to 20, then they're gonna open it up to 24. And it's like, dang, bro, at this point, just going to let the whole top 25 in. You know what I'm saying? Right. And go for it. So I don't know, man. It's weird, but it's cool though. It's a cool situation to have really, because I think it's still better than the 4. Because I think a lot of teams this year would have been pissed.
Because there's some good teams. I want to ask you a question real quickly before we move on to like the NFL stuff. If you had to pick who you think is going to be a national championship winner this year, who would you pick at this time?
So at this moment in time, I got 4 teams that I really like.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough. I think obviously Indiana going in at number 1 is pretty good. It's one of the things where I think them and Ohio State probably the 2 best still. Mm-hmm. I think Georgia's looked really good as of late, but I would say the dark horse, and you mentioned them earlier, I think Texas Tech can do it, bro.
I think people sleeping on Texas Tech, bro.
They can do it. Like, I mean, when I say they can do it, like, I don't mean like, oh, they got a long shot. No, like they should be
a favorite. They should be in the mix.
Yeah.
I
They can
agree.
do it.
I right now, if I had to choose a team, I'm taking Georgia, bro. I think
Yeah,
Georgia he might win this year, man. That defense is just too daggone good. And they're getting better offensively too, man.
yeah.
Zachariah Brandt starting to get involved. That run game's going crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I kind of got Georgia winning the whole thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Georgia's like a classic team. I mean, they run the ball and
Yeah,
they defend well. You know what I'm
very.
saying? I think the thing about them is you know, I don't think they're as scary as years past, but they still pretty damn good.
They're
You
good.
know,
Yeah,
um,
they're really solid.
so I don't know. I think I think I would pick. Like I said, I like Texas Tech a lot. Um, Indiana's still one of them teams where they kind of scare me in terms of they still new to this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They still really new to this. They not used to having all of this pressure and everything. You know.
Yeah,
I know it's a new regime with Kurt Signetti and everything, but they new to this. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Indiana. But I think if I had to pick one today, I'd probably go Texas Tech just because
yeah.
I like
I
them.
ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it, bro.
Let
Let's.
me ask you
Yeah, go
this
ahead.
before you move on. Is this the weakest Heisman year ever or what?
Absolutely. Dude, I'm gonna be honest. My dad asked me about the Heisman like 2 weeks ago. I was like, Dad, I don't know. Like, I don't really care or know who's gonna win. Like, 1 minute is Diego Pavia, or whatever his name is, Diego Pavia. Then it's Fernando Mendoza, and then you know what I'm saying? I felt, and then Ty Simpson was involved at one point,
Yeah,
and right now he's falling off
Genius.
a cliff. Feel like
He not even getting invited no
he's
more.
not even getting invited no more. So that's what I'm saying. Like, in my opinion, man, it's probably gonna be Fernando Mendoza. He's on the number one team in the country. He's the quarterback. It's probably gonna end up being him.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, this year sucks. Like, this is the year I
Like
wish Genty was still here, because Genty would have easily
he would have
got
smoked it this year,
it.
boy.
Smoked it, like literally smoked
Yeah,
it.
he would have smoked it. I think if I had a vote, I'd probably vote for Pavia because when you
Yeah,
look at the numbers, he probably the best. Him
yeah,
or now see the thing about Mendoza and Love is that they ain't played a lot of fourth quarters. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
They've been sitting a lot. So I like
Yeah,
both of those guys too, but I think Pavia, I think he has that dual threat. You know what I'm saying? He got like 800 yards on the ground and almost 10 touchdowns. So he got his numbers look crazy. And he got
yeah,
Vanderbilt. He had Vanderbilt on the cusp of I think if they had made the playoff, I think it would have been a different story. But I think Mendoza, he probably gonna win it for sure.
yeah. I agree. Let's move over to the NFL. Let's talk about Shedeur. First quarter, we kind of mentioned it earlier. First rookie quarterback this season to have over 300 yards. I thought he played tremendous, especially in the first half. He was really good in the first half. He was like 13 for 18, 187. It was something crazy. Like, two
Yeah,
touchdowns. Like, he was great in the first
yeah,
half. Now, second half, he did kind of fall off a little bit, but that was kind of like when the snow picked up and stuff like that. But I thought Shedeur was absolutely tremendous. I'll read off some of his stats. Shedeur Sanders went 23 for 42, so a lot of passes, about half completion percentage. So we got to get that up. 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception that was bad. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very bad interception because he just kind of threw it up there. He also had 3 carries for 29 yards and a rushing touchdown. And was sacked twice in the game. I'm not gonna lie, that Harold Fanning dude, I think his name's Harold Fanning Jr. He was amazing in that game. That dot that Shedeur threw to him in the end zone was crazy. 8 receptions, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. Jerry Jeudy also had 76 yards for a touchdown as well. And then Junkins, who's having a decent year as a rookie, he had 84 yards total, 14 carries for 26 yards, and then he had another 58-yard catch that was also from Shedeur as well. I'm just going to get into this real quickly. I think Shedeur, and I think they just named him the starter for the rest of the year, which they should.
yeah,
I should 100% let him. I think I would 100% let him at least play out the rest of the year and see kind of what you got out of Shedeur for the last month of the season. I was impressed, man. I mean, obviously he's a rookie. He's got a lot to work on. That offensive line is terrible for Cleveland, though. They didn't help him at all. But again, he made things happen. He evaded, improvised, made things happen. I like what I'm seeing from Shedeur. Again, he still got a lot of work to do. But as far as quarterbacks in that Cleveland room right now, he's the best one. Dylan
yeah,
Gabriel ain't putting up no 300 plus yards, bro. Even Deshaun Watson at this point ain't putting up no 300 yards the way he just did behind that O-line. And honestly, I'm going to be real. Cleveland really don't got no good receivers like that either, to be quite frankly honest. Because Jerry Jeudy kind of, but I think he did a really decent job. I was really impressed with what he done. So, what do you think about Shedeur?
Yeah, man. I think Shedeur, he been decent for them boys. It's just
Are
one
they
of the
two? They
things.
2-1. They lost. They 1-2 under Shedeur. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
But he ain't really been the
Um,
reason they lost any of these games.
no, man, he playing good. He playing
Yeah,
good football for a rookie.
rookie.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I mean, you can almost make the argument. Shit, he is the best rookie quarterback. I mean, it was him and Cam Ward, and no disrespect. I know Cam Ward going through a lot there in Tennessee, but
yeah.
Shedeur already playing pretty good. I know he in a better situation, but still. Um, so yeah, I got to give Shedeur a lot of credit, man. He playing good football. He hanging in there. He seemed like he getting better every week. Um, I think Cleveland got something in Shedeur. I think they should continue to see if they have something in them, because I tell you right now, we can tell by just the first couple of weeks they don't have nothing in Dylan Gabriel. I think that experiment is already over.
Right,
And I think it's safe to say that because Dylan Gabriel wasn't no first round pick neither. He was a third
right.
round pick. So you can go ahead and cut ties with him and call it. You know what I'm saying? He can be your backup or whatever moving forward. It is what it is. Um, so yeah, and they ain't got no choice but to start Shedeur moving forward. He's played better. The media wants him to start. The fans want him to start. The team wants him to start. What reason do you have to go back to Dylan Gabriel
Right.
when he didn't play good before and he got a concussion? So now his brain is already rattled. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to go back to Dylan Gabriel. So yeah, I think Shedeur, I think he's earned that job. And I think it's good for him too, to continue to prove these haters wrong, because there's a lot. I understand there's a lot that people might not like about Shedeur or whatever, but at the end of the day, that's just a young brother trying to make it in the league, and I think he's doing a really good job so far. Um, it was something you said earlier I wanted to touch on. Oh, Harold Fannin and the whole rookie class that Cleveland has, incredible. All right,
Yeah,
Harold Fannin. I thought I think Cleveland is what happens when everybody else overthinks it, right? Cleveland ended up getting, a potential franchise in Shedeur. They got a potential franchise in Harold Fannin. They got potential two franchises in Dylan Sampson and Quinshawn Judkins, because both of them boys been looking good this year. They got good players in this draft class. And I think they just picked and defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schlesinger, right? So they
yeah.
got, and on top of that, the number 3 overall pick, Mason Graham, right? So you got, Cleveland, in my opinion, they knocked it out the park with
They
these
really hit
rookies.
it with them late picks too, especially if like Shador pans out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job all throughout the draft. And I
Was
think, like you
Junkins?
said,
What was Junkins? When was he? Was he?
he was 5th round as well. I think
Okay.
no, excuse me. He was third. He was third.
And
I
Sampson
think
was
Dylan
fifth.
Sampson was 5th. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And again, they took 2 running backs, they took 2 quarterbacks. Obviously you only play
But
1
both of them
quarterback,
boys
but
good. Sampson
both of
and
the running backs can be
Junkins both.
decent.
Yeah, both of them been
Yeah.
decent.
That's a 1-2 punch. They
Yeah.
got what they need. They got their tight end of the future in
Fanning.
my boy Fanning. And again, teams overthought Fanning. How you lead the league? You led the country in catches and yards last year as a tight end, and you fall to the 4th or 5th round or whatever he fell to. Like, ridiculous. He should have been a higher draft pick than that. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, regardless of all of that, shout out to Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns for just doing what they're doing. And they'll probably look, if everybody continue to develop, you still got Myles Garrett there too. They could be a scary team in the AFC North in a couple of years.
Yeah, and he's having a crazy season.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
Did
Miles Garrett, I don't know how
did
many
he get a
sacks he's
sack?
at now.
Did he get
That's
one
what I
on
was about to
Sunday?
say. I don't know what he's at sack wise right now.
He got
Um,
19 before Sunday. I don't know what he got now.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. He did get 1 sack, so I guess he's at 20 now.
Yeah, 20. So
Yeah,
he
he's
3
on
away
he's
from the
credit for
sack
1
record.
sack. So let me just confirm that though, but I'm pretty sure he's at 20. So
Yeah, so
how much
he
is he
3
away?
away.
2 more or 3?
The record's 22 and a half.
Okay, so yeah, he's only 3 away from that. So
Yeah.
good for him. I kind of want, and me and you was kind of having a good conversation about this off the record. Coming into this season, teams like we're seeing a changing of the guard a little bit, especially in the AFC. I feel like Chiefs are cooked. I don't even think they make the playoffs this year. I'm being dead serious. I think it's Jover. Who else we see in the playoffs seems like every year? Ravens. Yeah, Ravens might be
cooked.
Yeah.
Probably cooked.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. Ravens
looking good.
Looking good. All these things that we normally see, in the playoffs, I'm not gonna lie, Cam, it's looking kind of cooked. When I look at the AFC right now, these are the playoff teams. At 11-2, the Denver Broncos. At number 2, the Patriots at 11-2. The Jaguars have gotten hot all of a sudden. They're like 9-4 and have won 5 games, 5 of the last 6 games, something like that. They've been
crazy.
Crazy. Now the Steelers have taken back first place in y'all's division and went 7-6. The Chargers got a big win last night. We got to talk about Jalen Hurts as well. We got to. I just remembered that. We have to talk about that next.
Yeah. Okay.
Jalen Hurts. We got to talk about that.
We'll get into it. We get
Chargers
into
it. 9-4. Bills 9-4. That was a crazy game too. That Bills and Bengals game was insane. And then Texans are all of a sudden kind of turning around. They're 8-5, and the Colts and the Ravens are sitting right on the outside looking in also as well the Chiefs. And the Colts are cooked. They got a 44-year-old man coming in there playing quarterback. So it's Joker.
They might not win a game for the rest of the
season. They might not win another game for the rest of the season. But we were talking about it, and I'll just bring it up to you, and we'll kind of discuss it. I'm not really a big believer in the Broncos or the Patriots. I think they're both good teams. I don't think neither one of these teams are going to win a championship this year. I could be wrong. I think Drake May is having a tremendous season. And I think Denver is kind of benefiting off of, I hate to say it because I don't like them, good coaching from Sean Payton. They're benefiting off that. I'm not going to lie. But I don't take either one of those teams seriously as a Super Bowl contender. I don't know how you feel. What's your take?
So when I look at the AFC, so the Patriots have one of the easier schedules in the league.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to really judge them. But they play professional football though. So you're supposed to. I mean, they beating teams that they supposed to beat. They wasn't predicted to be any good based off of that schedule anyway though. So. I mean, they playing good ball. Mike Vrabel is having
now to answer your question though, because we do need to bring this up. They've only beaten 3 teams with winning records during this whole year. Okay. So we got to bring that up. They've only beat 3 teams with winning records.
Carolina's one of them.
Correct.
The Bills, and then who was the other one?
Well, 4. The Bills, the Panthers, the Bucks. Hold on. Is it 3? Oh, it is 3. I'm wrong. It's the Panthers, the Bills, and the Bucks. That's it. Those are the only 3 teams with winning records they beat this year. That's it.
All right.
So they ain't really,
They have a pretty, they've had an easy schedule, and I think it's easy from here on out too, right? I think they play the Ravens.
Right, they got the Ravens. They got Bills next, which is going to be a tough one, but that's at home. Then they got the Ravens, and then they got the Jets. I mean, they could very well go 14 or 15-2, whatever.
Yeah.
They have a really good chance at that.
They got the Dolphins too.
Hold on, I got one more game. And the Dolphins at the end. So they got to go 15-2.
So again, it's a pretty. I mean, you play who you play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not no knock on them or nothing like that. They win these games. That, I mean, they're supposed to win at this point, right? So they're playing good football. But I agree. And we see this every year, T. We talk about it in every sport.
Yep.
It don't matter who you are. There's never been a team other than like the Seattle Seahawks, I think, in 2013 or whatever year that was. There's never been a team that's won a championship in the first season that they were good. We've never seen it. Right? Yeah. I think the Seahawks are the last team that's done that. Every other team, it takes a year. So you're usually good the first year. The second year, you either have a sophomore slump or you finally get it done. And then after that, that's when you become really good. We saw it with the Chiefs, with Mahomes. His first year, they got to the Super Bowl, fell off. They didn't win, right? Second year, came back and won. That's what the Patriots going to do, the same thing. I promise you. They probably good chance they'll be first round exits. Like, and I'm not saying that because they're not a good team. I'm saying this is the trend in professional sports. This happens all the time. Now, when it comes to the Denver Broncos, on the other hand, they were good last year. They're back again. I actually think they're a little bit better. I think they can actually make a shot towards getting to the Super Bowl. I think they'll make the ACC championship or AFC championship game. I think they can make it to the Super Bowl because I think they're a very well put together team. That defense is outstanding. I think they lead the league in sacks by like a wide margin or something like that. They're incredible on that side of the ball. Offensively, they got to get it going before the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing about them. But I think overall, I think they have a pretty good team in place. So I do think they have a shot at least making it to the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, I don't think your Super Bowl champs coming out of the AFC. I've said this. I said this last week on the pod. And we'll talk about the NFC here in a second. But the AFC, I don't find any team that I believe in. I told you already that I didn't believe in the Colts before, and they didn't fizzled out, unfortunately, due to injury and a lot of other things, but they fizzled out. You know what I'm saying? The Jaguars, obviously, we don't believe in them at this point, even though they're having a really good season. We don't believe in the Texans because they still can't score. So at the end of the day, there's the only other team in the AFC that we can like is the Buffalo Bills. And at the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills is Josh Allen and James Cook. And if either one of them dudes is off their game, that could be disastrous for them. So the only team that I really fool with in the AFC is probably the Broncos and the Bills. That's really it. Everybody else, I just think they just there because they playing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs are out. I think the Bengals, even though they're much better, they're not going to have a chance to make it. I think my Ravens are cooked, and even if they did make it, they not good enough offensively. Colts are cooked, and that's it. Everybody else in the AFC is trash. I tell you, the Dolphins are playing really good football as of late, but they're not going to make it.
But they ain't.
But they're not going to make it though. So again, there's only two teams in the AFC. That's the Broncos. Oh, the Chargers are decent.
Chargers 9-4. Yeah, they decent.
Yeah, I give the Chargers they credit, but Broncos, Chargers, and Bills. Outside of them three, I don't think nobody else out of the AFC is going to make it.
Yeah. So let me talk about the NFC side of it, because I still think the LA Rams are the best team in the whole NFL. They're 10-3. I know they lost to the Panthers last week or whatever, but they got it right back on track against the Cardinals this week. So I still think they're 10-3. I still think they're the best team in the NFL. In the second spot, it's going to be the Green Bay Packers. Is 9-3-1. And then after that, you have the 7-6 Buccaneers, who are tied with the Carolina Panthers as well at 7-6.
Crazy.
So that's going to be interesting to play out. Seahawks, you just talked about them. They're 10-3. They pretty much got that wild card spot locked up. I mean, they probably could lose the rest of the year. They still getting in that wild card spot more than likely. The Niners as well. So dang near the whole West, NFC West is pretty much locked. They're 9-4 as well. And then the Bears are also as well 9-4. And then on the outside looking in, you have the Lions, who are 8-5. And then, like I said, the Carolina Panthers. And the Cowboys kind of did it to themselves last week. Because if they would have won last week, they could have really been sitting pretty coming into this week. They're still on the outside looking in. I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFC, in my personal opinion. I know they lost to the Panthers, but the Panthers have kind of knocked off a lot of good teams this year. They seem to play up to whoever they're playing against. Like, I'm pretty sure we play the Saints this week. We're probably going to play down the competition. That's kind of what we do. And when we play a good team, we play like we're actual good team. So I don't know. So maybe that's the case. We'll see. But I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFL at this time, in my personal opinion. That's NFC or I still think the Super Bowl goes through Los Angeles, in my personal opinion.
And I still like the Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks are good.
I still think the two best teams in the league is LA and Seattle. Yeah. And I think Seattle. I think again we're talking about a team that can defend. I mean, when you talk about the Broncos, Seattle got the defense, but their offense is fire too.
Yeah,
that's the thing about them. They can run it very well, and they got Jackson Smith, the top. He probably gonna be offensive player of the year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Crazy. Like that. I mean, they have a squad in Seattle. I really like what they got going on. I think they're well coached. I think Seattle for me is probably that team that don't sleep on making it out of the NFC and going to the Super Bowl straight up like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't get a rematch of was that Super Bowl 49 or whatever it was in Denver. Yeah. Don't be surprised if you see that. Or even a rematch of 47. Seattle and I don't think New England's gonna make it, but still,
yeah,
you know.
I know what you're saying.
And then so as far as the NFC goes, I think there's a lot of good teams in the NFC. I think the Cowboys,
the Eagles
like
are one of them, by the way, which we're about to transition to that in a minute.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys are really good. I wish they would have won. Well, I don't wish they would have won that game, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if they had to win that game, this conversation would have been a lot different because that would have showed me something. But like you said, they kind of shot themselves in the foot on that one. I don't believe in the Lions, to be honest. I don't know if they even make the playoffs this year. You mentioned the Bears, I think, earlier, right? The Bears are in the thick of it. What are they? They're 8-3.
9-4. They're sitting at the last spot in the wild card.
9-4. And the Bears I think the Bears are fire. You know what I'm saying? I think they hold on to that spot. I think the Seattle holds on to that spot. Who's the other team in the wild card?
Wild card teams as of now, it's San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
I don't believe in San Francisco. They got Brock Purdy at quarterback. No shot. Eagles, like you said, where they played last night, no shot.
They're gonna win though because their conference is, their division is so bad. Besides the Cowboys,
Eagles. Oh yeah, of course. But again, that don't matter when you get to the playoffs. When you play like you did last night, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It could be a first round exit like they were year before last. Yeah, so I don't know, man. The Eagles, they got to show me something. They got to offensively, they got to show me something. Who's sitting at third right now? Oh, the Bucks.
Third, the Bucks, yeah. Well, technically the Eagles, but yeah, the Bucks is
okay, Eagles and then the Bucks. All right, so the Bucks again, depending on how they dealing with their injuries and how they coming back, but they might even be in because the Carolina Panthers coming. Pause.
Yeah, right on their heels.
You know what I'm saying? They on the way, and they play them boys twice at the end of the year. So we'll see what happens there. That's gonna be pretty good for both for the Panthers and the Bucks to really be a test. And then the Packers, man, the Packers streaky. The Packers real streaky. Because it's like 1 week, you said they 9-3-1?
9-3-1.
And it just felt like last week they was 5-5. That's the thing about the Packers. They wishy-washy too. You know what I'm saying? They real wishy-washy. I think the Packers are kind of like the Panthers in the way that they play very well against good teams, but against bad teams, they seem to struggle with. So we'll see what the Packers doing. And then, like you said, first place, LA Rams, again, hot, good on offense, good on defense. I like them to come out the NFC, either them or Seattle Seahawks in the championship game.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree 100%. I want to talk about Jalen Hurts real quickly. Let's leave this at about 5 minutes and then move on to the NBA a little bit. Jalen Hurts was god awful last night. And all this offseason, all I heard from Eagles fans was he's a top 5 quarterback. He's a top 5 quarterback. This man had 5 turnovers last night, 4 picks and a fumble, and he did 2 turnovers in 1 play. Dude, I want to read off his stats real quick, Cam, and then I'll let you jump in. Last night, he was 21 for 40, 240 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and also as well, only 4 carries for 8 yards and a fumble. I mean, this was one of the worst nights I've ever seen, ever. I haven't seen too many. That was like Jake Delhomme against the Cardinals in playoffs bad. I mean, it was bad, bro. That was a bad performance from Jalen. And now the Eagles are on a 3-game losing skid. And a lot of it is because the offense cannot get going at all. Saquon Barkley looks like he doesn't even know how to play football anymore. Like, it's bad. He has literally where he is at now in his yardage, he had that halfway through the season last year. It's bad, bro. It's bad. But what's your take on Jalen Hurts? Because I know that's your man's, and I like Jalen Hurts too, but he has not been good this year to me at all.
He ain't been good, man. He ain't been good. I mean, There's nothing else you can really say. He ain't been good. Last night was god awful, like you said.
Yeah.
5 turnovers.
God.
5 turnovers. It's a lot of quarterbacks. Look, man, he lucky he got himself a Super Bowl championship, a Super Bowl ring, because it's not a lot of quarterbacks that can survive 5 turnovers, especially after the year that him and the Eagles offense is having. So they got to figure out a way. The season's cooked. I mean, they'll make the playoffs probably, but the season's already cooked. They got to figure out in the offseason how to get better. They probably going to end up losing A.J. Brown too. You know what I'm saying? This offseason.
And he actually played well last night, besides that one drop he had that turned into a pick. But overall, he played pretty well last night.
But you know the funny thing about it, T, is it seemed like the games where A.J. Brown played well, the Eagles lose.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side of things, when they winning, he, upset because he not really participating in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame him for that. He want to win and he want to be, the primary reason that they win in the course. He is one of the best receivers in the league, so I can understand that. Yeah. But at the same time, your boy just is that's just how it goes. It seems like it correlates to they need to run the ball more. They need to focus on keeping it in with the winning the game with the legs of Saquon and Jalen Hurts. So I don't know, man. The Eagles, they got to figure that out in the offseason because there's nothing you can do at this point. They probably firing their offensive coordinator. We talked about it, I think, week before last. Kellen Moore must have really meant a lot to them. Yeah, he must have really meant a lot to them because I don't know, man. Offensively, they just stink. They're awful. Yeah. So
I agree, man. They're terrible, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's bad. Let's move on into the NBA. I know you kind of said you wanted to touch on the NBA a little bit. You went to the Denver Nuggets Hawks game the other day ago. I think it was Friday when you got back from PA. So you actually went. So I'll let you kind of talk about your Nuggets first. How you feel about them? Y'all kind of streaking right now. Y'all kind of seem like y'all getting a groove right now.
Yeah, the Nuggets good at everything except winning at home for some reason, which is crazy because we used to have the best home field advantage in the league dang there. With that mile high altitude. But by the way, since we talking basketball, can I point out that my Clemson Tigers are blowing BYU out
right now?
43-22 at halftime.
Oh wow. That's good for Clemson.
I told you Clemson defense is strong this year. Brad Brownell, look
with them like that. That's good.
I got to give Brad Brownell his credit and his flowers. He's actually doing wonders.
Because isn't BYU ranked in like the top 10 or something like that?
They number 10.
That's what I'm about to say.
10. The game ain't over. The game ain't over. I probably just jinxed him. So BYU coming back, but still, I got to give Brownell his flowers because he played good defense.
That's good for them.
And they've been in. I think both the games they lost this year have been by 3 points, exactly 3 points. But anyway, back to the NBA. Nuggets, boy. Jamal Murray, all-star. I don't care. All-star. I've seen enough. All-star.
Great season.
All-star. 25. I think he averaging 25, 7, and 5 on 50, 40, 90 or something like that. All-star. Them all-star numbers, man. Jokic, probably MVP again. Probably. You know what I'm saying? Incredible season. Might be averaging a triple-double again. Going crazy. One thing I will say about us, and I'll let you get at your Hawks, is that Aaron Gordon is missed. Boy, I'm telling you. Aaron, I tried to tell folks.
Who's he with now?
No, he played for he just injured.
He injured. Okay.
Yeah. I tried to tell folks.
You know what I'm thinking about other light-skinned brother that played for Brooklyn. My bad. I got the light skin.
Oh, yeah. Michael Porter Jr.
My bad. Yeah,
he is not missed. He's not missed.
My bad.
No, Aaron Gordon, the thing about him is like we play so much better defensively when he's out there. I think that's why I tried to tell people. I said a lot of people look at the numbers when they look at Aaron Gordon's impact, but you got to actually look at the game. When Aaron Gordon is out there, the Nuggets are unstoppable. And I mean that. They're unstoppable when he's out there. We would have beat. Keep in mind, I want to put this on the record. I want everybody to know this. The Nuggets would have been in the finals last year if Aaron Gordon was healthy in Game 7. People forget he had a hamstring injury in Game 7. We would have been in the finals last year.
Yeah.
and we wasn't even as good as we are now. I really like us this year, man. If Aaron Gordon comes back healthy and everybody stays healthy, I like us in the West. I really do. I like us. Is us in OKC again. I like us.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Have we played OKC this year? We played them once, I think, early this year. But
I don't know, but ain't nobody beating them no way, so it really don't matter.
yeah, it don't matter who beat them,
Ain't
but
nobody beating them. They
yeah,
winning another title this year.
they good, man. They good too. But I want to talk about your Hawks for a second too, because
Yeah.
that boy number one. Ooh wee.
Special.
Ooh wee. T, you
Hawks.
know, we talked about I'm gonna segue you too. We talked about Paolo Banchero on here, but because I used to be of the nature, I was like, okay, Paolo Banchero is gonna be next up. He's gonna be the next, LeBron-ish type player. And I'm not trying to knock him or nothing like that, because he's still fighting through some injuries and everything. I do believe he'll get there one day. But Jalen Johnson looking like LeBron right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Tell me about your Hawks.
This is what I've been waiting on. Now we're 14-11. We obviously could be better. We're in the 9th spot in the East, but it's a lot of teams like right in that mix of like 14-11. So I want to name all the teams that's kind of like in that ballpark with us. The Cavs are 14-11, which I'm actually kind of surprised because I thought they would be way
really
up this. Yeah, they're 14-11, bro. Yeah. Because we beat them the other day. Well, I was shocked. So yeah, they're 14-11. The Sixers are 13-10. The Heat are 14-10. The Magic are 14-10. The Raptors are 15-10. So everybody's kind of in the Celtics all of a sudden have turned it on. They're 15-9. So we're all kind of in that. You can literally go from 9-3 in one game.
Hold on. So the Raptors, the Cavs, and it was another team you said what was it? Raptors, Cavs. That I knew the Magic was down there.
The Sixers,
but the Raptors and the Heat. My bad. The Raptors, the Mavs, the Raptors, the Cavs, and the Heat. They was like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seed last week. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how tight it is in that area. Like, if we win one game, we literally could jump all the way up to 4 if we won a game. Like, that's how tight it is in that little area.
Yeah, y'all was up there too last week.
Yeah, exactly. So the East is going to be a blow.
Dang.
So yeah, the East is going to be rough. But anyway, let me get back to Jalen Johnson, because I know we're not the best team on earth. I'm gonna say this now. I've been telling you this for a couple years now, and I've been saying this on the podcast the last few weeks. The Hawks need to build around Jalen Johnson. No disrespect to Trae Young at all whatsoever. Listen, I would tell Trae when he gets back, either you're the number 2 or you're out. We're building around what Jalen wants. I'm serious, dude. Listen to these stats in the last 5 games. In the last 5 games, Jalen has dropped 41 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. The next game, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, triple-double, by the way, 2 steals. The next game, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. Oh, guess what, Cam? Another triple-double, 2 steals. The next game, 29 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. And guess what, Cam? The next game, 21, 18, and 16. Oh, let me say this again. A triple-double, 2 steals. This dude is having an incredible season.
Man. He had a triple-double in the first half of that game.
Pretty much the whole season, bro.
Yeah.
This has been the norm from him pretty much since Trae Young has left. I'm telling you now, when Trae Young comes back, whenever, I tell him I would sit him down with Jalen. And I'd say, look, I love both of you guys. Trae Young, you defer to Jalen. This is Jalen's team. That's what I would tell him. That's just me. That's just me. I would be like, this is Jalen's team now. Y'all two figure it out. And if y'all don't want to figure it out, Trae Young, we will be trading you.
Somebody gone, boy. He gone. Trae Young gone. Yeah.
That's how I would do it. I'm serious, because this team is so much better defensively with Jalen Johnson. With Trae Young, and I'm going to be honest, we talked about it on the last pod, Nikhil Walker has been really good for us as well. I ain't saying that he's no Trae Young. He's obviously not. But he's been good for us. He has nights where he can drop 29. He has nights where he can drop 30.
Yeah.
He's been good for us. He's been a really good player for us. And now with New Orleans being trash, we have their number one pick unprotected. So let's say we get
Raw.
the number one pick, go get one of the Boozer brothers, that really good one. If we put the Boozer brother at the 4, Jalen at the 3, Dyson Daniels at the 2.
Crazy, ain't it? It gets spooky.
Dude, it ain't no telling what we'll do. What is the Boozer? What's Caden Boozer? Does he play center or
Cameron?
power?
You want Cameron Boozer?
The one that's good. Which one is that?
You want him at you put him at the 4. Put Cameron Boozer at the 4.
I want him at the 4 because that boy a beast. I want him at the 4, Jalen at the 3, Dyson Daniels at the 2, 1 and 5, Okongwu at 5, and 1 Trae Young. If we do that, dude, yeah. I don't think nobody. Bro, we might be up there with OKC, bro. Straight up, like we ain't gonna beat them probably. We should be definitely compete for the number 1 seed, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, man. I think you can if you get that number 1 pick, if you get Cameron Boozer, or even if you get my boy out of BYU, AJ. I can't even think of his last name. Yeah, because he good too. You can put him at the 3. You can put Jalen Johnson at the 4, and you can put, you know what I'm saying, Dyson Daniels at the 2. You got a squad either way. If you get one of them top 2 or 3 picks, or you said it, because I think Darren Peterson, remind me, chat, I'm pretty sure Darren Peterson is a 1 or 2 himself. Yeah, and that's the dude from Kansas, and he's the guy that they projecting to go number 1 still for some reason, even though he ain't played, I don't think. But if you get him, then you can really make a move and say, hey, Trae, you know, we got a dude that can come and play next to Tyson and and Jalen Johnson and Reese and Okongwu might have something there. So I think either way, if the Hawks get a top 3 pick in this draft, it's gonna be a problem. I think you win. You win.
It's gonna be a problem, bro. I'm hoping. I'm almost more excited. I know this season just started, but I'm almost more excited about next year. I'm like, oh, next year could be a huge year for the Hawks.
Well, you remember we said, because we talked about that in the offseason. We said if the Hawks just get a top 5 seed this year, now you know something. Because then next year you're going into it competing for the East.
Really knowing something. Yeah.
So
I'm interested. I will say that. You said you wanted to talk about the Lakers too a little bit. Go ahead and hit on them real quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to bring up the Lakers. I think they good. Like if they big 3 is clicking, I actually think they among the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
I actually think they can. Rich Paul said he don't think they can make it to the Western Conference Finals, but if all 3 of their guys is elite, I think they can make it.
If Reeves is playing the way he's playing, Luka's playing the way he's playing, and LeBron just play like a third person, I'm not gonna lie, bro. They can 100% get to the finals.
Yeah.
I don't know and that's probably just Rich Paul. I think he's trying to get LeBron up out of there. I think LeBron wants out.
Right.
Personally, I think that's why he's putting that narrative out there. But he tripping. 100%. The Lakers are really good right now. I don't know what he's talking about. Austin Reeves has found it again. I don't know what he's talking about, because I'm telling you now, looking at this, they the number 2 seed right now. They 17-6.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I think like I said, I mean, they're not the most complete team in the league, but they probably arguably got, outside of OKC, they probably got the best big 3 in the league, though. You can make an argument. You know what I'm saying? So I just think
at the end of the day, man, OKC is 23-1. I don't see nobody beating them. Like they legit might lose 7 games this year. Like legitimately, and it would not surprise me.
Who number 1 in the East right now?
Number 1 in the East right now is the Detroit Pistons. They're 19-5. They've been really good this year.
Yeah.
But they're not beating OKC, bro. I don't see not a soul beating OKC.
Let me ask you this, because couple things I wanted to if you're ready to move on, a couple things I wanted to ask you about, because we didn't talk about it last week. We missed a couple of things.
Yeah.
So number 1, we didn't talk about, I don't think we ever talked about Lane Kiffin, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, we did.
We'll get into that in a second, but I wanted to ask you too, because some news came out in the NBA do you think Giannis gets traded before the end of the season, before the trade deadline?
He definitely wants out, right? I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. And he
At this
seems like he
point?
wants to be in New York. That seems
Yeah.
pretty obvious. Um, Now how does New York make that work? Because they just did a big trade for Michael Bridges just a year ago, and then a half a year ago they did a big trade for Karl Anthony Towns. So what type of collateral would they even have to get him to New York? Right? So that's, I mean, do you think they're going to do a trade with Giannis for Michael Bridges, a first round pick? And because you got to remember, they gave up 4 or 5 first round picks to get Michael Bridges. So they don't really have any first round picks from my knowledge like that. Because they just gave them all up to get Michael Bridges. So I'm wondering, like,
How you make it work?
right. You're gonna give up Karl Anthony Towns, Michael Bridges, and what the Bucks would pick up the phone and say, "Quick, we don't want no Karl Anthony
Yeah.
Towns and Michael Bridges for Giannis, the best player of our whole organization history." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like nobody's doing that. Like no disrespect to Karl Anthony Towns or Bridges, but that's just a fact, though. They
Well,
would expect that.
you kind of, even as a Knicks person, I think you kind of have to hold on to, because the Knicks are playing very well
Good.
too.
Yeah.
And I think if you're the Knicks, you kind of, obviously Brunson is untouchable, but I feel like you kind of have to make Karl Anthony Towns damn near untouchable too, to make the Giannis pairing work. You know what I'm saying? You kind of, because and exactly, and how is that
Brunson,
going to
Brunson
happen?
or Karl Anthony Towns going? That's a fact. Or
They have to.
either we're not even picking up the phone. I don't even think money wise it will work out to have all that money on one contract on one team.
You would have to gut your team, and that's why I don't think it's wise to do that. That's one thing about trading for a superstar in season, especially somebody who's literally, like you said, a franchise GOAT.
Yeah,
that's gonna be impossible. There's no team in the league, because we're talking about somebody who's arguably the best player in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
There's no team in the NBA that can give up enough to get him, unless you're in OKC and you got $1 million first round picks, and the Bucks somehow was like, you know what, that's good enough for me, and they take a Jalen Williams or something like that. That's the only thing I can see working out. Or you can see the Warriors. I heard they was in the mix, and I think there's a way to do that and keep obviously Steph and Jimmy, so you can make that work. But I mean, the Knicks is where he wants to go. I don't think he can make that work.
He done pretty much said the Knicks is where he want to be at.
Yeah, and I don't think you can do that without getting without the Knicks basically gutting their team.
Correct.
So, but AB said that's a good point though. At the same time, the Knicks probably they'll be fine getting rid of Cat for Giannis.
Yeah,
they cool with that.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, they ain't tripping at all.
Yeah.
So let's answer AB question real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ja Morant potentially going to Miami? What's your thoughts?
I definitely think he could get moved. I really think Trey, LaMelo Ball, and Ja might all three get moved this year. I'm dead serious. Not this year, but like this by the end of like going into next year, I can see all three of them on different teams. Honestly, and I can see Ja with the Heat. I wonder though, because we know he's been in a lot of trouble off the court. I wonder, could that quote unquote Heat culture kind of clash with his personality? I just wonder. But I mean, I think he probably does need to change the scenery at this point out of Memphis. But then again, it's kind of the same thing with them, though. What would you give up for Ja? Because they still gonna want a pretty penny for him, because he's still a talent that is good. We've seen it before. He just ain't been able to put it together all together lately. So yeah,
I think I don't know, man. I think Memphis. I don't know. I feel like Ja is. I don't know. It's tough, because it's like, I'm not trying to say Ja is trash, but I don't think Memphis gonna get a good haul for Ja at this point.
Yeah,
like I don't think you get I mean, you get some picks and you might get a player, a good player, but I don't think you getting. I mean, you might not even get what you got for Desmond Bain at this point.
Yeah.
For 5 first round picks and whatever it was, KCP. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably be a job, bro. You know what? I'm not even gonna hold you, AB. I would not trade Ja for no Tyler Hero, bro. I'm not
Nah,
even gonna.
not right now. I wouldn't.
I would not do that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I feel like
Damn, neither. I wouldn't trade. I
if you
wouldn't.
add Ja to Tyler Hero, that might be decent. But I wouldn't give up no. If I was Miami, I wouldn't give up Tyler Hero for no John Morant. Somebody that
Well,
can't.
say
I
what you
mean,
want to say about Hero. He ain't gonna be in no trouble and
and he
always
can
off the
score,
court and all that.
and he a better scorer than Ja at this moment in time, right?
Right
So
now, yeah, he
what's
is.
you know what I'm saying? And Miami then turned into an offensive juggernaut in the NBA somehow. And I don't know, bro. Ja Morant, I don't think Ja is as good as people think he is right now. Like he's really not that good anymore. He never was a great shooter, and he's gotten worse as a shooter. So Norman Powell would help with the loss. I mean, I guess, but at that point, you only getting older though. Tyler Hero's still
Yeah,
only what 25.
yeah, he
I don't
young.
know. I don't know. I mean, it's your squad. You know a lot more about y'all than I do, but I don't know if I would do that. I would
Yeah,
add John Morant for sure. I would do that. I would add him because you need a one, but I wouldn't gut nobody for no John Morant. Obviously, Bam Adebayo is untouchable, but
yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if I would do that, man. But it's up to you. You know how I don't. I know a lot of people say Tyler Hero is basically trade bait in Miami at this point, but I don't know, man. I would
yeah,
just keep going. He said, "Yeah, he 25, so that would make me rethink it. I want to add him. Yeah, I would add John Morant to the roster. I wouldn't trade for. I think what John Morant should do is wait out his contract. I don't know how many more years he got in Memphis. I would wait it out, and when it's time to go, I'd say, look, man, forget the money. I'm going somewhere where I think I can take my talents and I can contribute to an organization to help them win a championship. I don't know if I'd request a trade. I just keep pulling a LaMelo ball, and anytime anything get tweaked, I'm sitting until it's time to, move on.
yeah. Let me reach on the Lane Kiffin thing real quickly too, because we didn't get to talk about it just for 30 seconds. Obviously, we already talked about it. We already kind of felt like LSU was the best job for him to take. He ended up taking that job. I think the way it played out was kind of crazy. I know it's been like a week and a half now since everything's unfolded, but we kind of felt like that was probably going to happen. I mean, we kind of all felt like he was probably going to LSU. So that's kind of my take on that. I think the way he did it was lame, though. Like, because from what it sounded like, the kids was kind of blindsided. Not blindsided, but like he didn't even come tell him themselves, like, hey, I'm leaving, pretty much. They had to find out from other parties involved. I don't know. And Pete Golden getting promoted to head coach at Ole Miss, I'm not going to lie. I don't think that's a good decision. I think I'm
Yeah.
doing that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's going to get fired in probably a year or two. But I understand why they did it though, but I don't agree with that hiring. But I get it. This is a crazy cycle of coaches, so they might say, "Hey, let's just wait till next year and punt it again next year."
Yeah.
But that's my take on it. But Lane, I'm not surprised. Lane Kiffin has kind of made himself likable the last couple of years, and in the last 2 weeks, I've been remembered. I remember why he's not likable.
Why?
This dude's a sleazebag, bro. Like it all start coming to light again. He's a decent college football coach. I'll say good college football coach, but he's a sleazebag, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like him approaching that dude for what he said on a podcast.
Yeah.
I thought that was lame. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you got the biggest decision to make in your life in 2 days, and you worry about this?
And dude was right. At the end of the day, dude was right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was just weird, bro. Brent Pry also getting hired back at Virginia Tech. I thought that was weird too. But shout out to AB, he brought that up. Yeah, so they just fired him a couple months ago. And now they bringing him back as a DC with because him and James Franklin, real cool. But I'm not gonna lie, they putting together a crazy staff in Virginia Tech, so they might be a problem in a couple of years. But yeah, kudos to them though.
Think about how crazy that is, though.
That's insane.
Like,
Mississippi State did it too as well with Zach Arnett. They fired him. What was that, last year? 2 years ago before they went with Jeff Lebby, and now he's back as a coordinator. So yeah, it's I mean,
Bobby Petrino too, pretty much.
Yeah,
That
Petrino
was
too.
years though, but
Yeah,
still,
but still though.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
I think it's crazy, man. Like I don't know. It's one of them things where it's kind of like, okay, Clemson, we might need to start calling what's that dude we fired as off Streeter. Call him, not come back as OC, but come back as what was he, quarterback whisperer or whatever he was.
Yeah, he
Call him,
was decent at recruiting them quarterbacks. I'll give him that.
call him,
Yeah.
call him
He's
back,
decent at
bro.
recruiting them quarterbacks. I'll give him that for sure.
If they getting back with their ex, go and call
Mhm.
him back.
Yeah.
Call Chad
One more,
Morris.
one more thing before we go. Let's 30 seconds. GTA Mansions coming tomorrow. I know me and you was talking about it. We excited because we were waiting on this for like 10 years.
Yeah, long time.
10 years of just waiting on Mansions. So I'm excited, bro. I can't wait to see. I think it actually comes out like technically this morning or tonight at 3 a.m. I'm not gonna be able to see it, but
No.
yeah, it technically comes out tonight. So what do you think? Are you excited about the Mansions?
Man, hell yeah, I'm excited about the matches, bro. I just want to know how much them things gonna cost.
Yeah.
20 million.
Hey, listen, on GTA, I just got to like 23 million. So I think
million.
I just made the cut.
Yeah.
Like literally just made the cut.
Yeah. I'm at 30. My bankroll pretty good, but boy, that 20 million gonna hurt.
I'm not gonna lie. I think if you got anything under 15, you're probably cooked.
Oh, you cooked, man. You cooked.
You're probably not getting a mansion.
You might not be good at 20 mil. I mean,
you might not. Yeah, you might not be good at 20. Yeah, that's why I said I got 23 and I might not be good. Like I'm right on the verge.
You're gonna be at 3 million.
Anywhere between 15 and 20, you should be good, but we don't know. We won't know till tomorrow, bro.
Broke 5 broke. We ain't got it.
Broke 5 broke. Man. But all right, y'all. We did go a little over tonight, but not too bad, man. We appreciate y'all love and support as always. As far as the weeks, I know Christmas is coming up. Next week is not Christmas, so we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
The week after that is the Christmas week, though, right? That Tuesday would be Christmas week, right? We probably will not be on. I'm telling you now, we probably will not be on that week. That week or New Year's.
That'll be the 23rd.
Yeah, so we won't be on. We probably won't be on that week or the week of New Year's. Probably we'll probably kick it off. So next week it's gonna probably be a big show because we're gonna probably have to preview the playoffs, college football playoffs coming up, and all that. Well, next week is gonna be a big one. So definitely gonna be live. Want to be live for that. But again, bro, we appreciate y'all love and support as always. Cam, appreciate you, brother, as always. Is there anything you want to say before we end it out tonight?
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all for all the love and support. Y'all was doing good in the comments today, man. Remember to keep tweeting out that link and showing love, man. We appreciate y'all though, for real.
Absolutely. Well, all right, man. I think we got one more podcast episode in 2025, and we're gonna be kicking it off in 2026 after that, man. So it's getting crazy, man. Appreciate y'all's love and support, man. We'll holler at y'all on the next one. Y'all take it easy.